Hi, hello. Myself Pradeep Maipalli, faculty for Operations Management for a business school in Ernakulam, Kerala, God's own country. Here I am going to discuss a numerical, a very small problem in operations management for the benefit of all the students in and around who are undergoing operations management as a subject. And this particular question I got it from my students who in turn got it from the web, and what they said is there is no solution given in the web, rather they need to pay for the solution. So that is why I thought why I cannot help them to solve. So you are welcome to this particular area, what we call it as process capacity analysis. Before getting into that numerical, seeing that particular numerical, let us understand what is a process. This is the first question of the terminology which I wish to discuss with you. What is a process? I can say like this: is any part of an organization that takes inputs and transforms them into outputs. In other words, we can also say it is a group of related tasks with specific inputs, with specific inputs and outputs, right? So understand the word or understand the terminology. What is a process? In any part of an organization that takes inputs and transforms, means converts them into output. Generally we know that every production organizations, they take inputs as the raw materials and finally we get the finished product. Or we can also say that it is a group of related tasks with specific input and output, right? This is the first terminology. Second one, we can consider it as a process measures. It can be time, it can be inventory, or it can be throughput. These are the main things what they measure, the process measure mainly. So what is a process measure? The main factors are the time, inventory, throughput. Time, inventory, throughput. The next word that you need to understand is process capacity. Process capacity. The capacity of the process is its maximum output rate measured in units produced per unit of time which means, for example, a day. Likewise. So what is process capacity? The capacity of the process is its maximum output rate measured in units produced per unit of time. For example, a day. In a day, how much output that we get, right? So these are the three terminologies first I wish to discuss with you: process, process measures, and the process capacity. Hope it is clear with you. Now let us move on to the next part. So as I said, this is the particular question what I get from my students, in turn got it from the web. And you can see, you can read, the Gland Dental Clinic provides general dental care to residents, etc. All the details regarding that particular clinic is given as a first paragraph. Based on the discussion with the workers, the staff members in that clinic, you got some information. Let us consider it takes about 5 minutes of a customer to fill out the paperwork. We all know that when we get into a hospital or a clinic, some detailed informations regarding the patient should be filled in, right? Nobody will help you. We need to fill in. Sometimes some hospitals, they will carry out that particular filling of that particular form if that particular patient is very sick enough and there is no other one to support. So for time being, we don't have any staffing or the number of workers in that particular area. What we call it as the resource is called self-serve. Similarly, with respect to point number 2, you can see other details, point number 3 and point number 4 also. The entire data is given over here is summarized over here in this particular table. As far as solving this particular problem is concerned, we only require this particular data table. This is a particular data summary table, what we require actually. Only this much is required. Here you can see that particular process of paperwork is a self-servicing thing and there is no staffing members over there. At the time for processing or filling that entire paper, it requires 5 minutes as far as a per patient is concerned. Similarly, there is a receptionist who will, after getting that paperwork, she or he will go for the data entry to a computer. There are 2 persons for that, and similarly the processing time per patient, it is 5 minutes. Similarly, you can see a dental assistant and a dentist for the checkup finally, and 30 minutes it will take for the processing time. Processing time sometimes also called as activity time. Activity time. Processing time is sometimes also called as activity time. So you can see a particular word called resources, the process, the staffing, or the number of workers. Sometimes in the question there will be only the word, particular words, number of workers only. And instead of processing time, they will be given activity time. It can be minutes, it can be hours, depending on that particular process, right? Okay then. Let us move on. So this was the particular question what the students of my students are discussing with me, how to get the solution for that. As I said, some more terminologies that you should understand is, first one is inventory. The number of flow units in the system is generally what we call inventory. Activity times or the process. How long does the worker spends on the task? That is what we call activity time or processing time. Capacity. It is 1 by activity time. Actually, it is the reciprocal of the activity time. Capacity is the reciprocal. That is why 1 by activity time. But understand that how many units can the worker make per unit of time? But the thing, if there are m workers, the capacity will be m by activity time. Capacity equal to m by activity time. One important thing is that as far as our data is concerned, for the self-service area, there are no workers. Don't consider it as 0. Don't take it as 0 and substitute 0 by activity time, which is not defined. So in that particular case, if there is no staffing members, we just take 1 by activity time. Understand that. That is one of the important things. Generally, student may get confused that if there are no workers, we consider it to be 0, and 0 by activity time actually as per mathematics is not defined, or we call that infinity, right? As far as the bottleneck, this is the other terminology, process step with the lowest capacity, or the minimum capacity. We generally call it as, we will identify which capacity is lowest value, that is the bottleneck. Process capacity is the capacity of the bottleneck. Process capacity is the capacity of how much is the numerical value that we are getting as the bottleneck, that will be the process capacity. Flow rate is the minimum of demand rate, process capacity. Sometimes in some question there is one more data, available input will be also considered over here. So minimum of available input, demand rate, the process capacity. Utilization is nothing but the ratio of flow rate by capacity. And finally, the flow time, the amount of time it takes a flow unit to go through the process. These are some of the terminologies that you can come across while solving this type of problems. Similar type, there are a lot of numerical problems based on such things. The same ditto questions are there, different types in different ways. But almost these terminologies will be there either for the calculation or for the discussion purposes. So let us move on to the next part. From that particular chart or the table, data summary table, this was the data summary table. It's over here, marked table summaries are given over here. The same table, from this, sometimes you will be asked to draw the flow chart. This is what we call a flow chart diagram or a process flow diagram, in which generally we use triangles like shape, a rectangle shapes, and sometimes circles will be also there. Here circles are not used. We used triangles and rectangles. Rectangle, what is the purpose of rectangles? Understand that. Rectangles are mainly used to represent task. This is point number 1. Point number 2, you can see arrows. This is mainly used to represent the flow. If you ask me, what do you mean by flow? It can be the raw material as far as a production company is concerned, but being this as a service department, it can be persons. Which means over here it is the patients. Or it can be the information also. Sometimes it can be the information. Also. So arrows represents the flows. When I say flow, it can be a raw material as far as the production sectors are concerned. But as far as being a service industry, dental services, we consider it be the persons. Persons generally mean patients over here. And it can be, the flow can be information also. There are triangles over here again. Triangles. Sometimes in some textbooks we can see inverted triangles or the usual shape of a triangle. Sometimes there will be an inverted triangle. When I say inverted triangle, something like this. This is what we call inverted triangle. Anyway, triangles generally used to represent the storage, which means the inventory. And as I said, there are symbols like circles also. It is not used over here. Circles are also sometimes used. It is used for storage only, but only thing is that it is for the storage of information. So thus in flow chart diagram or a process flow diagram, these are the certain symbols that we used. First one is the rectangle, which represents the task. Arrows indicates the flow of raw material as far as production sectors are concerned. It can be persons or the patients. And sometimes it can be the information. You can see triangles also. Triangles can be the straightaway triangle what we usually see in our mathematics textbooks. And here we use that triangles to indicate, to represent the storage. Storage of what? Inventory. There can be sometimes in some textbooks you must come across with the inverted triangles also. It also indicates storage or inventory. And one more symbol we use circles for the storage only, but the storage of information. These are some of the diagrams or the symbols that we use to indicate the process flow diagram. So you can see the diagram is represented over here. This is the way we go with. And some of the major questions you can see over here: what is the capacity patient per hour at the resource dentist? What is the bottleneck in the process, etc., etc. A lot of questions are there. Some around up to assume that process starts empty. How long would it take to serve 20 patients? And the thing is that check out very carefully with the units we need to express. Sometimes it will be per hour, sometimes it will be minutes, and sometimes even it can be seconds. The thing is that the data given in this particular table is minute per patient. Understand that? Remember that the data processing time is given in minutes per patient. So sometimes often we need to convert to the hours, etc., by multiplying with 60 and so on. Right? So we are going to solve this particular questions whatever asked over here. The flow diagram will be asked to draw. So in that case you go with the representation by using triangles, rectangles, and the arrow marks. Arrow marks is very important. And another thing, if there is any information flow, use that symbol, so-called circles. Right? Okay then. So let's move on. This is the first table that I developed too. So the first step, we need to indicate the number of workers. So we can see that resources are self-serve, receptionist, dental assistant, and dentist. So number of workers accordingly. Actually, we need to put a dash over here. Instead of that, I go for 0. Either you can put a dash. Better I will say only put a dash. This 0 indicates there are no workers in the self-serve. That means the filling of that application form. Receptionist, we can see 2, it is given, 3, again given, 10. So the first 2 rows, the number of workers and processing time, minute per patient, 5, 5, 15, and 30 is given in the question. The first step is to say calculate the capacity. So we already said that capacity is nothing but 1 by activity time. Capacity is nothing but 1 by processing time or activity time. This is the basic formula. If ever there are m persons, the workers, then you have to take m by processing time. That is the calculation of capacity. So you can see that as far as the first case, number of workers is, there is no number of workers in the self-service, so we divide 1 by 5 only. This particular formula will be used. Capacity is 1 by processing, 1 by 5. To convert into per hour basis, we need to multiply with 60. So 1 by 5 into 60, you will get 12 exactly. Since there are 2 workers in the receptionist area, reception, you have to take 2 by 5 into 60, you will get 24 patients per hour. And for dental assist, similar way, 3 by 15 into 60, you will get 12 patients per hour. And 10 by 30 into 60, you will get 20 patients per hour. This 20 patients per hour, I made it in a red color. This is the answer for question number A. This is the answer for question number A, which indicates what is the capacity patients per hour at the resource of the dentist. This is the capacity. Question number A. Capacity, which means in patients per hour at the resource dentist. Hope that is very clear with you. How did you calculate? Number of workers divided by the processing time. So 10 by 30 into 60 makes it 20 patients per hour. P stands for patients. Okay. So 20 patients per hour. That is the first answer. Capacity patients of the resource dentist. Okay then. Now the second calculation, the second steps go with the process capacity. Whenever we speak of process capacity, it is the minimum. Process capacity is the minimum of these particular capacities. We don't consider this one just because there are no workers over there. So we take 24, you can see 24, 12 and 20. 24, 12 and 20. Out of which minimum value is 12 patients per hour. Minimum value is 12. This particular 12 is this one. This particular 12 is this one. And that particular 12 comes to dental assistant. That is the minimum, right? So minimum is the bottleneck, indicates the bottleneck. So this is the question for answer for question B. The question B goes like this. What is the bottleneck in the process? Right? What is the bottleneck in the process? That is question B. Let me denote. What is the bottleneck in the process? This was the question B. So bottleneck in the process is nothing but the minimum of the process capacity. So that is 12. That is why we call the dental assistant as the bottleneck. Now it is clearly indicated over here. Compute the capacity of all resources. We computed the capacity of all the resources. The resource with the lowest capacity is the bottleneck. That is process capacity equal to bottleneck. Because maybe sometimes the student will be thinking, why did this particular capacity of the self-serve is not considered? Because this is out of our hands. This is the input coming over here. As far as the other things, the reception, the dental assistant and the dentist is the resource within the organization. We are looking to improve the organization process. So we take the lowest capacity as the bottleneck, and the process capacity is nothing but bottleneck capacity. So we understood which is the bottleneck, because that is gives the minimum over here, which is 12 patients per hour. So clearly dental assistant is the bottleneck. So I think you are very clear with question number A and question number B. So let us move on to the next one. Now question number C is assuming unlimited demand. Question number C goes like this. Assuming unlimited demand. Assuming unlimited demand, what would be the flow rate? FR stands for flow rate. For that, we calculate like this. Flow rate equal to minimum of demand, comma, process capacity. Since the demand is unlimited, we can't say which will be that numerical value. It can be 12 or it will be, as usually when we say unlimited, it is something more than 12. So we take 12 patients per hour. That is the flow rate. So clearly for question number C, the answer is 12 patients per hour. That's all. Question number D, we are asked again with unlimited capacity. What is the utilization of the resource? Receptionist. Question number D goes like this. With the same assumption with unlimited demand and so on. What is the utilization? What is the utilization? What is the utilization at resource? Receptionist. At resources, receptionist. For calculating utilization, we have a general formula something like this. Over here you can see on the left side, utilization equal to flow rate by capacity of each resources. So likewise I calculated 12 by 12 into 100, we will 100 percentage. For the receptionist is 12 by 24. Check out the before slide, you can see that value. So 50 percentage only. And for that particular dental assistant comes again 100 percentage, and for the dentist it is 60 percentage. from which you can see the minimum again is for the receptionist. So the receptionist is the capacity, that utilization factor comes to be 50 percentage. So the answer for D is 50 percentage. The utilization at the resource receptionist 50 percentage. The question number E goes with the calculation of cycle time. Cycle time. Cycle time is nothing but the reciprocal of flow rate, so 1 by flow rate. Now, before calculating into the cycle time, understand that the question number E asks if the demand is 12 patients per hour. Here I have put asterisk over there. Understand how did you get this particular 12? Since demand is 12 patients per hour, the flow rate is minimum of demand comma process capacity. So minimum of 12 comma 12 will be 12 patients per hour. That is why I got 12 over here. That is why I took 12 over here. So 1 by 12 patients per hour equal to 60 by, you will get 5 minutes after calculating, right? And the question number F is, if the demand is 11 patients per hour, then the flow rate is minimum of 11 comma 12, which is 11, Therefore, cycle time is 60 by 11. You will get 5.45 minutes. Round off to 2 decimals as per the question requirement. We go for rounding off. So 5.45 minutes only. This is question number F, the solution. Hope the calculations are very clear to you. So again, there is one more question. This is one. Understand that there are 2 formulas for calculating time to make X units. This formula is what we call as labor intensive. This formula is generally called as labor intensive, or we can also call it as worker paced process. Worker paced process. For that we use this particular formula. Apart from this one, there is another case what we call it as machine paced process. In this particular situation, for a machine paced process, the formula is not like this, but it is equal to number of resources in sequences. Resources in sequences into processing time. Processing time of the bottleneck we have to take. Bottleneck. But as far as this particular case, machine paced process, we are not taking this particular formula because this particular service system is worker paced process. So that is why we are going with this particular formula. For that you can see time to make X units, time through the empty system plus X minus 1 unit divided by flow rate. Here we are given time to serve 20 patients. This 20 patients indicate the X. Is the process starts empty, right? Which means no paperwork we consider over here. In turn, we consider no paperwork, right? Okay. Time through the empty system, we have to compute first. That for that, the processing time of that particular data, whatever we call the first one is the service, self-service. We consider the time of this one is for the receptionist. I will write R only, receptionist, plus this is for dental assistant, and finally for the dentist. Receptionist, dental assistant and dentist. We get 50 minutes per patient. We are not considering the self-service over here because the process starts empty. So time through the empty system, 5 plus 15 plus 30 equal to 50 minutes per patient. Therefore, 50 minutes per patient, you substitute in the above formula, you will get 50 minutes per patient over 50 over here, plus, how many serve? 20. So 20 minus 1 divided by what is the flow rate? Flow rate is 12 patients. Flow rate is the 12 patients, right? That is what written over here. You can see 50 minutes per patient plus 20 minus 1 divided by 12 patients per hour. On simplification, 20 minus 1, 19 you will know. By 12 into 60, so as to convert in minutes. Because the question asked is in minutes. That is why into 60, otherwise there is no requirement. Okay, so the final answer what you are getting after simplification, we will get 145 minutes exactly. Right? Okay, that's all. Thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, take care.